Part C, Directions. This part of the test consists of several talks, each given by a single speaker. After each of these talks, there are a number of questions. You will hear each talk and question only once, and the questions are not written out. When you have heard each question, read the 4 answer choices and select the one, A, B, C, or D, that best answers the question based on what is directly stated or on what can be inferred. Then fill in the space on your answer sheet that matches the letter of the answer that you have selected. Here is an example. You will hear,
Students, this evening we'll have a chance to observe a phenomenon that we've discussed several times in class. Tonight, there will be a lunar eclipse. As we've said, when an eclipse of the moon occurs, the Earth passes between the sun and the moon. Therefore, the shadow of the Earth moves across the surface of the moon and obscures it. Because you won't be looking at the sun, it is not necessary to use the special lenses and filters that you need when observing a solar eclipse. You can observe a lunar eclipse with your unaided eye or with a telescope and photograph it with an ordinary camera. So if the weather's not cloudy tonight, go out and take a look at this eclipse of the moon. I'm sure you'll find it interesting.
Now, here is a sample question. You will hear, in what course is this lecture probably being given? You will read, A, Philosophy, B, Meteorology, C, Astronomy, D, Photography. The lecture concerns a lunar eclipse, a topic that would typically be discussed in an astronomy class. The choice that best answers the question, in what course is this lecture probably being given, is C, Astronomy. You should fill in C on your answer sheet. Here is another sample question. You will hear, according to the speaker, which of the following occurs during a lunar eclipse? You will read, A, the Earth's shadow moves across the moon. B, clouds block the view of the moon. C, the moon moves between the Earth and the sun. D, the sun can be observed without special equipment. From the lecture, you learn that a lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth moves between the sun and the moon, and the shadow of the Earth passes across the moon. The choice that best answers the question, according to the speaker, which of the following occurs during a lunar eclipse, is A, the Earth's shadow moves across the moon. Don't forget, during actual exams, taking notes or writing in your test book is not permitted. Now let's begin Part C with the first talk. Questions 39 to 42. Listen to the following lecture. How many of you were at the football game Saturday night? Did you notice the blimp circling the stadium? Today's blimps are much smaller descendants of the giant airships, sometimes called Zeppelins, that were used in the early 20th century. Like those Zeppelins, blimps are lighter-than-air aircraft. But blimps differ from Zeppelins in a number of ways. First, as I said, they are quite a bit smaller. The old airships were as long as football fields. And unlike Zeppelins, blimps do not contain an internal metal frame. That's why blimps are sometimes called non-rigid airships. And blimps are a lot safer than the old Zeppelins. That's because they use non-flammable helium in place of hydrogen to provide lift. As you may know, the age of the airship ended when the famous German airship Hindenburg exploded disastrously at Lakehurst, New Jersey in 1937. I say that airship travel ended then, but some engineers believe that large, rigid airships will fly again. These airships of the future could be equipped with jet engines and filled with helium. Although they wouldn't be as fast as modern airplanes, they would be much more fuel efficient. Number 39. What is the main topic of this talk? Number 40. Which of the following aircraft is classified as non-rigid? Number 41. What important event in the history of airships took place at Lakehurst, New Jersey in 1937? Number 42. According to the talk, what advantage would the airships of the future have over jet airplanes? Questions 43 to 46. Listen to the following talk.
Twice a year, all the clocks in the United States are changed by 1 hour. In the spring, clocks are moved ahead an hour. This is called daylight saving time. In the fall, clocks are set back an hour to standard time. People remember how to change their clocks by remembering this saying, spring forward, fall back. It seems Benjamin Franklin was the first person to propose the idea of daylight saving time, back in the 1790s. At the time, people thought he was joking. They couldn't believe he was serious. Many years later, during World War I, people realized what an innovative idea he'd had. In the spring and summer, the sun rises earlier. By moving the clock ahead, people can take advantage of the extra daylight and save energy. Energy is an important resource, of course, especially during wartime. The United States operated on daylight saving time during World War I and again during World War II. After that, some parts of the country observed daylight saving time and some didn't. Beginning and ending dates varied from place to place. This confusion ended in 1966, when the Congress passed the Uniform Time Act, standardizing the process and making daylight saving time a federal law. Since then, some lawmakers have proposed that the United States go to year-round daylight saving time.
Number 43. What is the main topic of this talk? Number 44. According to the speaker, when are clocks in the United States set back? Number 45. According to the speaker, how would most people probably have characterized Benjamin Franklin's plan for daylight saving time when it was first proposed? Number 46. According to the speaker, what was the effect of the Uniform Time Act of 1966? Questions 47 to 50. Listen to the following radio announcement.
This week, the city will begin a new program of curbside recycling. If you take your recyclable materials out to the street, the city will haul them away in trucks to be recycled. At present, you can recycle newspapers, aluminum cans, and glass containers. The trucks will not pick up plastic bottles. However, if you want to recycle plastic bottles, you can take them to the City Recycling Center on Pine Street. If you live in the north or west side of town, trucks will pick up your recyclables on Monday. If you live in the east or south part of town, your recyclables will be picked up on Wednesday. If you live in the central section of town, your pickup day is Friday. For more details, see the map in today's newspaper. And remember, when it comes to newspaper, aluminum, and glass, don't throw it away. Recycle it.
Number 47. What is the main topic of this talk? Number 48. Which of the following must be brought to the city's facility on Pine Street to be recycled? Number 49. In which part of town are recyclables picked up on Friday? Number 50. To get more information, what does the speaker suggest? This is the end of Section 1, Listening Comprehension. Stop work on Section 1.